So, Module 2, Lecture 3, Expressing Purposes. Certo?
Right.
My Aviation English. Module 2, Lecture 3. Module 2, Functional English. So,
Okay.
we have here expressing purpose. We have this to, for, in order to, so that, so as to. Para expressar, para que, de modo a. Perfeito?
Okay.
So let's go. To. Read for me.
To control. To give.
To hold.
To hold.
Certo? Controlar, dar e para controlar, para dar e para aguardar.
Ok.
O verbo no infinitivo, tranquilo. To, mais fácil de todos. Read for me.
To control yaw. To give the pilot finer control over flight. To hold a specific pitch altitude.
Specific.
Specific pitch altitude.
Attitude.
Attitude.
Ok. Né, para segurar uma atitude específica de arfagem, certo? To hold a specific pitch attitude.
Ok.
To control yaw. Say for me, yaw.
To control yaw.
Yaw, ok. Né, guinada, ok? Control yaw, direcional.
Ok.
Read for me, please.
Rudder is used to control yaw. Secondary controls are available to give the pilot finer control over flight. Control tabs helps. Só que meu celular saiu sem querer da tela aqui, peraí. Cadê você? Ai, meu Deus do céu, voltar.
Tranquilo.
Peraí, eu voltei. Eu vou ler de novo, professor. Rudder is used to control a yaw. Secondary controls are available to give the pilot finer control over flight. Control tables helps the pilot. Control tabs helps the pilot to hold a specific pitch altitude. Attitude.
Ou attitude, com R, né? Rzinho na ponta dele.
Attitude.
Ok. Então, tabs são as superfícies de compensação, né?
Os compensadores ali.
Control tabs, certo? E
Okay.
helps com S porque é terceira pessoa do singular. Os compensadores. The control tabs helps, ok?
Ok.
Opa! Control tab.
Ah, tá em plural, não, negativo. Tab está no plural, então o help tem que ser singular.
Tá no plural, vamos corrigir aqui.
Pegadinha do malandro, hein, professor?
Só que não, né? É isso aí. Control tabs help the pilot to hold a specific pitch attitude. Então vamos lá. Beleza, esse é o hold to. Bem tranquilo. Usando tempo no infinitivo. For. Say to me, for, ok.
For exiting.
Exiting.
For exiting.
Não, com acento no E. Exiting.
For exiting.
Olha, vamos assim. Você fala o E, aí você dá um espaçozinho e fala o resto. Exiting. Certo.
For exiting. Ok. For exiting the aircraft.
Yes.
For opening. For maintaining.
Então a gente, para expressar propósito com for, a gente usa o continuous, o gerúndio, certo?
Ok.
Vamos lá, continuando.
For maintaining level bank attitude.
For exiting.
For exiting the airplane. For opening the door. For maintaining level bank attitude.
Ok. Continuando. Use.
Use the letter for exiting their plan. The handle is used for opening the door.
Opening.
Opening the door. The wingtips is the pilot's primary reference for maintaining level bank attitude.
Ok, muito bom. Attitude. Primary.
Primary.
Ok. Então a gente usa no gerúndio o for. For exiting, for opening, for maintaining.
Ok.
Para escutar, usando for. Para escutar, como é que é?
For listening.
Ok. Para falar.
For speaking.
Ok. Para frear, por exemplo.
For
Para frear.
braking.
For braking.
Também é usado também para autorização de pouso, né? For landing.
For landing. Para tudo a gente usa, né? O gerúndio. In order to, né? De modo que.
In order to. In order to save. In order to attain. In order to improve. Improve.
De modo a salvar, né? De modo a obter e de modo a melhorar. Tradução.
Ok.
What is this? What is this? Verbo no infinitivo também. Certo?
Ok.
Porque tem o to, né? Tá muito fácil. Vamos lá.
In order to save brakes. In order to attain the maximum weight. Height de altitude, eu confundo. In order to attain the maximum height. In order to improve engine performance. They use more runway in order to save brakes. Fly shorter patterns in order to attain the maximum height. Lead as added to fuel in order to improve engine performance.
Então, we have here the following. Say patterns, padrões. Patterns, ok? Lead, chumbo foi adicionado ao combustível de modo a melhorar a performance e desempenho do motor, ok? Isso no passado, né? Não, atualmente não. Okay? Lead was added to fuel in order to improve engine performance. And the top one, they used more runway in order to save brakes. When you land, if you don't want to, can you explain this to me? Save brakes and
when we land, we use more runway in order to conserve the brakes, the aircraft, to get more life break.
So that it gets a longer life.
Long life.
Okay, repeat. So that it has a longer life.
So that gives us a longer.
Yeah, okay. It gives a longer life.
So that gives us a longer life.
Okay, you said they use the more runway to conserve it. You said that, didn't you?
Yes.
To save, you said conserve. Let's take a look at synonyms to save, okay? Save. Economizar, to save, economize, spare, to spare.
To spare.
To spare. Yeah, that's it. To spare. To economize. Economize is less. Conservar.
Spare is more rich word.
Yes, it's a more formal, more interesting word to spare. In order to
spare Aí eu precisaria colocar the brakes ou spare brakes?
The brakes, okay?
The brakes.
Spare the brakes. So let's put it here then. To spare the brakes. Yeah, exactly. Good. Boa, né?
Boa, perfeita.
So as to. Do you know so as to? Do you use or no?
No, I don't know this expression, this structure.
É de modo a, ok?
So as to.
Tranquilo. So as to.
So as to avoid. So as to minimize. So as to provide.
Verbo no infinitivo também. Igual o anterior, que é o in order to, porque tem o to, vai no infinitivo. A gente tem o so as to, que vai no infinitivo também.
Ok. So as to avoid any increase in the risk of a bird strike.
Traduz para mim. Português.
So as to avoid, com o intuito de evitar qualquer aumento de risco de um bird strike, de um...
Ok, impacto de passo. Você pode usar de modo A, mas tudo bem. O que importa é o inglês. So as to minimize community annoyance. De modo a minimizar a perturbação da comunidade, né? It must be something related to noise.
Noise, a noise.
So let's
Ok.
go.
Vou ler tudo, tá, professor? A practice.
Practice.
Como pronuncia, professor?
Practice.
A practice of checking was developed so as to avoid an increase in the risks of a bird strike.
Ok, developed.
Cadê?
Developed. Developed. A practice
Developed.
of checking was developed. Foi desenvolvida.
Ok, developed.
So repeat for me. A practice of checking was developed.
Ok, a practice of checking was developed.
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 Okay.
Developed so as to avoid an increase in the risk of a bird strike.
Good. Next.
Airport noise modeling and aircraft scheduling so as to minimize community annoyances.
Ok, o que diz aí é modelamento de barulho de aeroporto e programação de aeronave de modo a minimizar perturbação da comunidade. Certo? Vou ler para você. Airport noise modeling and aircraft scheduling so as to minimize community annoyance.
Annoyance, ok. Community. Airport noise modeling and aircraft scheduling. Scheduling so as to minimize community annoyance.
Annoyance. Ok, deixa eu anotar aqui. Annoyance. Vamos lá. Próximo, por favor.
A new circuit was added so as to provide avionics with integrated power.
Integrated.
Integrated power.
Ok, integrated. Então lá. So we have so as to as a way to express purpose. Modo de expressar propósito. Sim? De modo a fornecer, de modo a minimizar, de modo a pousar. Por favor, de modo a pousar.
So as to land.
Ok.
To land.
De modo a continuar.
So as to continue.
Continue. De modo a esclarecer.
So as to clarify.
Ok, alright. E tem o so as not to, de modo a não. Ok?
Ok.
So we have here flight instrumentation.
so as not to restrict access in the airplane.
Access.
Access, so as not to restrict access in the airplane. The equipment should be stowed so as not to restrict access in the airplane.
Okay, this is a phrase I will find out in the internet about the installation of research equipment. So it must be installed certainly so as not to restrict access in the airplane. Tem que colocar deixar um corredor, né? You must leave an aisle or a corridor, okay? For flight instrumentation. Stowed. You know stowed, to stow?
Stowed, it means em padrão, posição padrão, professor. Stowed.
Okay. Stowed, it's worth taking a look at it. To stow. Stowed, okay?
Stowed, guardado, arrumado.
Guardar, okay? To arrange. To arrange. I think it's a good synonym. Pack. Acondicionar, certo? To pack, to stow, to wrap.
Wrap. Pumped up.
The equipment should be arranged so
Arranged.
as not to restrict access. Arranged.
Arranged.
What is this? He set the alarm clock for 5 o'clock so as not to for his flight.
To go for his flight.
Não, so to go no. De modo a não ir para o seu voo, não, né? He set the alarm clock for 5 o'clock so as not to assim, miss?
Não, seria miss, para
miss.
perder o voo.
So as not to miss his flight, okay?
Okay.
I don't remember what was it. Let us check.
Atrasar, miss.
So not
to
be
be
late.
late.
So not to be late, okay? Good as well. So as not to miss his flight. But when you use miss, you shouldn't use for, okay? So as not to miss his flight. Also as not to be late for his flight, tá?
Ok. Nesse caso ele usou be late em caso de estar atrasado, né?
Não ficar atrasado, não se atrasar, né? A tradução para nossa seria essa, não se atrasar para o seu voo.
Ok.
Ficar né, tarde, a gente não usa isso no português.
He set the alarm clock for 5 o'clock. Vamos lá. Any crew member feeling unwell should report it so as not to jeopardize the flight safety.
Yeah, jeopardize or compromise. Good. Very good. So as not to compromise flight safety or to jeopardize flight safety.
Okay.
Feeling unwell. Are you familiar? Unwell?
Unwell, I think it's não bem, não saudável.
O sentir mal nosso, eles falam feel unwell, ok? Não estou sentindo bem. I'm feeling unwell.
Teacher, let me say something. The last week, I performed my first training flight in Sales Táxi Aéreo as a co-pilot. In the end of the flight, I told to my instructor in Portuguese. I told like this, Captain, I'm feeling unwell due to the pressure over me, over my shoulders.
Okay. What did he say?
It's normal, man. Take it easy and just breathe, deep breathe, and relax a little bit.
Just breathe deeply.
Deeply, respire fundo e relaxe um pouco.
Just breathe deeply.
Just breathe deeply.
Okay. Agora, now repeat. Unwell.
Unwell.
Okay. So congratulations for your flight. I think everything is going to be all right.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So that.
So that.
So that. I'm not translate. That's just use. So that the stewardess. The stewardess.
What it means?
Comissária de voo.
Stewardess.
Stewardess. Stewardess.
Stewardess. Eu conheço somente por flight attendant e chief person.
No, stewardess is it's used very often. It's a very common form of saying flight attendant. It's the stewardess.
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 That's stewardess.
Yeah, can be more stewardess.
Stewardess. Stewardess.
Let's try. Still.
Steer.
Com
Stew.
still.
Stew.
Stewardess.
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 Like this.
Stewardess.
Ó, que letra gigante. Stewardess.
Stewardess.
Okay. So let's continue. Now you know stewardess. It's very. Do you want me to check? Let's check. Stewardess. Images. Okay, Google Earth. That's the stewardess. Okay.
Okay, flight attendant. It's the same.
Yeah.
My wife is a stewardess.
Okay. Which company?
She belongs to Latin Airlines.
Ah, fine. Very good.
So that's
She
the
travels
stewardess.
She travels a lot.
Oi?
She travels a lot. Does she
She
travels
travels a lot. And right now, she's flying to Brasilia.
Good. To Brasilia. So let's continue.
Okay, go ahead.
So
So
that
that the landing and the take off. So that the pilot.
do you notice the difference of so that to the other forms of expressing purpose? So that
I
stewardess,
don't know.
so that landing and takeoff, so that the pilot, it's because we use an object, a subject, um objeto. A gente não usa verbo, tá? O alvo aqui nosso é uma pessoa, uma coisa, ok? Não é um verbo.
Okay.
So that the pilot, so that landing, so that the stewardess, ok?
Okay.
So they are subjects, são objetos, né? Pessoas ou coisas.
Okay.
Em inglês é a palavra subject.
Subject. So that the pilot learns to fly well.
So that the stewardess.
So that landing and takeoff are against the wind direction.
Okay, now read the complete sentence.
Okay. I opened the cockpit door so that the stewardess, nossa senhora, can enter. The runway orientation is made so that landing and the takeoff are against the wind direction. The flight instructor teaches basic flight maneuvers so that the pilot learns to fly well.
Eu quero que você aprenda a falar o pilot, porque você é a palavra mais importante para você, né? E na aula passada, I noticed that you are not saying it correctly. So let's practice.
Okay.
Pilot.
Pilot.
Okay. Again, pilot.
Pilot.
So that the pilot.
So that the pilot.
So that the pilot learns to fly.
So that the pilot learns to fly well.
Learns.
So that the pilot learns to fly well.
De modo que o piloto aprenda a voar bem, né?
Okay.
So, when we use so that, we have a person or an object like landing, or a person like the pilot, the stewardess. De modo que o capitão descanse. Fale, por favor.
So that the captain's rest.
Can take a rest. Ok. De modo que o voo não atrase.
So that the flight does not miss the professor.
Delay.
Late, to be late.
No, delay.
Delay.
You know, delay, atrasar.
Delay. So that the flight
does not
late.
Delay. I'll write for you.
Delay. Escreve a sentença, professor, por favor, para visualizar. So that the flight
does not delay.
Delay.
Also that the flight is not delayed. Ok?
Ok.
To delay é atrasar.
Ok. Lembrando que o senhor está usando does e it porque flight é terceira pessoa.
O voo, né?
Ok.
If it was a plural, how would we say? So that the flights
are not do
not delay. Ok?
Ok.
So we have so that, de modo que o voo, o pouso, a comissária, o piloto, de modo que o piloto não faça alguma coisa, né? O objetivo aqui do so that é agregar uma pessoa, um objeto. Alright?
Right.
To, for, in order to, so as to, so that. Use, to use, for using, in order to use, so as to use, so that the object uses. Okay?
Okay.
Did you get the difference?
The difference to is used with the infinite form, and for is used
Continuous.
when the verb is in gerund form.
Continuous.
Continuous forms. In order to is used in case of in order to you propose something. You so as to. It's the same, sir.
Yeah, it's the same. So as to, in order
the
to.
Same. It's another form to express this.
Yeah.
A so that is to the object use.
So say to me using to read. Ler, né? To read.
To read the POH checklist.
For
climbing.
For reading.
For reading. In order to read, so as to read, so that to read seria?
So that the pilot reads.
So that the pilot reads.
Tem que deixar pertinho ali o checklist de modo que o piloto leia, né? O aviso. Ok?
Ok.
Let's try something else. de modo a garantir.
So as to garantir, como que eu vou expressar isso?
Guarantee.
Garantis?
Guarantee.
Guarantee.
To guarantee.
To guarantee.
Or guaranteeing.
Guarantee for. To guarantee. For guaranteeing. Another to guarantee. Nossa, professor. So as to guarantee. E so that to guarantee.
So that this, the safety is guaranteed. Está garantida, a segurança é garantida, ok?
Tá.
So that the safety of the flight.
So that the safety is guaranteed.
Para se assegurar, make sure.
Make sure. Sei que
Okay.
estava faltando.
Vamos lá, to make sure.
To make sure the safety of the flight. For making sure the safety of the flight in order to make sure all procedures in the cockpit so as to make sure the safety so that to make sure all rules.
No. So that the rules, so that the pilot makes sure, okay?
So that the pilot makes sure about the safety of the flight.
Everything's okay, yeah. Now to pilot, para pilotar.
To pilot.
No. To control, para controlar.
Para usar o so that?
Não, só falar o to, usar control. To control, for.
So,
to control.
To control. To the pilot.
No.
To control the aircraft.
No. Vamos fazer esses cinco aí usando só o verbo control. Não precisa falar resto da frase, não. Só
to control. For controlling the aircraft in order to control, so as to control, so that the pilot controls the aircraft.
Good. Let's to avoid.
To avoid, for avoiding, in order to avoid, so as to avoid something, so that the pilot avoids something.
So that the airplane avoids the storm, for example. Yes.
Okay.
So, an airplane.
Entendi a mensagem. O senhor queria que eu entendesse que toda vez depois de to é infinitivo e quando usa o so that, normalmente eu tenho as duas possibilidades para usar singular ou plural, e aí que eu tenho que julgar o verbo no plural ou no singular.
O so that, o principal é que é uma pessoa que é o que vem depois, tá? Ou um objeto, uma coisa.
Ok.
An airplane, a pilot.
Airplane, the pilot.
Ok. De modo que ele faça alguma coisa. A stall, what is it?
Stall. Use speed to avoid a stall. Stall is a common maneuver taught during pilot school.
Good. To identify a stall.
To identify a stall is professor.
Go on.
As to the pilot tape speed, professor, fugiu a palavra. Peraí, professor, então não tem me ligando aqui. Deixa eu desligar, só um minuto.
Fala em português que eu traduzo para você.
Vamos lá, professor, de novo. To identify a stall, the pilot has to take attention in the instrument speed to avoid a stall.
Must pay attention to the instrument, to the airspeed indicator.
Professor, você está me ouvindo?
Tô, tá meio alto agora, mas Tá ok. Tá me ouvindo?
Só um minuto, deixa eu ver o que tá acontecendo aqui que eu...
Alright.
Aí, voltou. Perdão, professor.
Ok.
Onde...
Use speed to avoid stall. And
Use speed to avoid stall.
the pilot must check the airspeed indicator.
Exatamente. The pilot must check the
Airspeed
airspeed indicator
continuamente.
Continuously.
Yes. So we have here, use speed to avoid a stall.
Okay.
What else? Use speed for avoiding a stall. Use speed in order to avoid a stall. Use speed so as to avoid a stall. Use speed so that the airplane avoids a stall, ok?
Ok.
Então tá aí a diferença.
So, use speed.
Quer falar?
Eu vou falar aqui, professor.
Ok.
Use speed to avoid a stall. For avoiding a stall. In order to avoid a stall. So as to avoid a stall. So that the airplane avoids a stall.
Great. Long range cruise, LRC, airspeed, thrust, whatever. This is the drag polar of the airplane, ok? É a polar de arrasto do avião.
Ok.
You have to fly at, let's say here, at a given airspeed so that you get long range or long fuel or minimum fuel consumption. One of the two, okay?
Ok.
Fly at 200 knots to minimize fuel
Minimize fuel
consumption.
consumption.
Now read for me the rest.
Fly at 300 knots for minimizing fuel consumption.
Okay.
Fly at 300 knots in order to minimize fuel consumption. Consumption. Fly at 300 knots so as to minimize fuel consumption. Fly at 300 knots so that
The consumo.
Minimize.
So that the fuel consumption, um objeto, né, uma coisa.
Sim.
So that
their fuel, so that fuel consumption is minimized.
Ok. Porque agora é o objeto, né? Tem que ser uma coisa. So that a coisa, de modo que a coisa. So that the fuel, ou sem o D, né? So that fuel consumption is minimized.
Tá. Fly at 300 knots, so that fuel consumption is minimized.
Analog cockpit. Cockpit assessment.
Cockpit assessment. Knobs have shapes and positions designed to avoid pilot confusions.
So we have the purpose to avoid pilot confusion. Knobs have shapes and positions designed to avoid pilot confusion. This is called cockpit assessment during the designing of an airplane. Okay?
Okay.
There is this discipline. It's called cockpit assessment. The knobs, the shapes and positions must not be very similar so that the pilot gets confused.
Okay. Knobs have shapes and positions designed. Professor, qual que é a pronúncia de designed? Designed to avoid pilot confusion.
Designed. Okay.
Okay. Knobs have shapes and positions designed to avoid pilot confusions. Knobs have a shape and positions designed for avoiding pilot confusions. Knobs have shapes and positions designed in order to avoid pilot confusions. Knobs have shapes and positions designed so as to avoid pilot confusion. Knobs have shape and positions designed so that leads the pilots avoid
So that, o objeto, qual objeto que você escolhe aí? So that
uh,
the pilot
the pilot avoiding
avoids
avoids confusion.
ou does not get confused.
Confused. É porque tá essa frase do último aí, professor, tá me pegando. So that the pilot does not get confused.
É,
Vou tirar um print disso aqui pra mim.
de modo que o piloto não fique se confunda, ok? Does not get confused. Não se
Get
confunda,
confused.
tá?
Ok.
So that the pilot does not get confused. Repete aí para mim rápido.
So that the pilot does not get confused.
De modo que o piloto não fique cansado.
So that the pilot does not get tired.
Tired. De modo que o piloto não fique o que o piloto fica, hein? De modo que o piloto não fique muito atarefado.
Como que seria isso?
Busy é muita coisa, ok?
Busy, né?
É.
So that the pilot does not get busy.
Busy. Sabe como é que escreve? Busy.
Não.
Does not get. Vamos ver aqui.
B é busy.
Né? Não fica atarefado, ok?
Ok.
Vamos lá. Vou adicionar isso aqui na apresentação. Alright. Does not get busy.
Okay, so that the pilot does not get busy. Knobs have shapes and positions designed in order to.
In order not to.
Por que ele tá com o note ali mais clarinho, professor?
Para dar uma ênfase só.
Tá. In order not to cause pilot confusion.
De modo a não causar confusão para o piloto.
Okay.
So as not to.
Knobs have shapes and positions designed so as not to pilots to create pilot confusion.
To create or to cause pilot confusion, ok?
Professor, tinha uma dúvida. Confusion nesse caso não teria que estar no plural?
Não,
Não?
é no singular mesmo, viu?
Tá.
Tá certinho. Então eu quero que você fale, então, repita as duas frases, agora dando uma ênfase no not. In order
Ok.
not to cause, como se você estivesse falando com a pessoa, assim, né? In order
Ok.
not to cause pilot confusion.
Ok. In order not to cause pilot confusion.
Knobs have shapes and positions designed in order not to cause pilot confusion. Você dá uma pausa no not aí.
Okay. Knobs have shapes and positions designed in order not to cause pilots confusion.
Ok. Agora com so as not to, de modo a não causar, criar. Knobs have shapes and positions.
Knobs have shapes and positions designed so as not to create pilot confusions.
Confusion. O correto é no singular mesmo, é o confusion, tá? So we have, in order not to cause pilot confusion, so as not to create pilot confusion. Speaking in a clear way, giving intonation to the not, okay?
Okay.
So that's it. To, for, so as to, in order to, so that. and negative, so as not to, in order not to. The verb and an example, okay?
Ok.
That's the summary we have up to now, até agora.
Ok.
Oh, that's it? That's the end? What? Essas aulas são um pouquinho mais curtas de
É que ela é bem, é umas
interesse
informações
adicional.
bacanas. A frasinha que eu mais fiquei um pouco em dúvida, professor, na hora de criar a estrutura, foi aquela última lá.
Qual? Essa aqui?
So as aí.
Ok. Knobs have shapes and positions designed in order not to
Cause confusion.
é o de modo a não causar, ok?
Uhum.
Então vamos lá.
Knobs have shapes and positions designed in order not to
cause.
lead,
To lead.
cause crew members get confusion.
Get
Pode ser?
confused.
Confused.
Yeah. Knobs have shapes and positions designed in order not to cause crew confusion. Né? Eu tenho que achar uns exemplos mais negativos para adicionar nessa aula, eu acho, né? Uma boa sugestão.
É que ela tá assim, as informações assim, para mim, professor, eu tô meio bugando.
Essas aulas são meio bugantes mesmo. É uma
Mas tá
questão de
muito boa.
prática. É uma questão de prática.
Sim.
So as not to create pilot. De modo a não estolar o avião. Fala aí.
So in order not to stall the aircraft.
Ok. Just a moment here. In order not to stall the aircraft. Deixa eu escolher uma paleta aqui bonitinha. Essa aqui tá boa, ok. In order not to stall the aircraft. De modo a não frear bruscamente.
In order not to tie brake, professor, the aircraft?
De modo a não frear bruscamente. Por exemplo, um controle progressivo de freio, né? De modo a não frear abruptamente.
Eu não lembro uma palavra para abruptamente.
Abruptly.
Abruptly. In order to not to break abruptly the aircraft.
Ok. In order not to break abruptly the aircraft. Good. Opa. One more example. Agora eu uso so as not to, tá bom?
Tá. Agora o bicho vai pegar. So as to...
De modo a não estar atrasado, a ficar atrasado.
So as not to delay.
Ok, so as not to delay. Ou... Opa. Vamos lá. So as not to delay. Ou so as not to be late, ok?
Ok, professor. Desculpa, professor, que tem alguém me ligando aqui, eu não sei o que é isso.
Ó, tem uns exercícios aqui, vamos lá, vamos dar uma olhadinha.
Vamos.
Pô, mas já tá com a resposta aqui. Acho que esse exercício não estava pronto não. The natural order.
Vamos lá. The pilot uses the trim tab to trim.
Então, tem a tradução aqui embaixo, se você quiser usar. Opa, foi sem querer.
The pilot usa o conversador para ajustar as forças. To adjust. The pilot uses the trim tab
For
adjusting
okay, the command forces. Okay.
command forces. The manual should contain checklists for checking,
For assembling.
assembling. Assembly significa então montagem?
É para juntar, né?
Juntar. Assembling. Essa eu nunca tinha visto.
Ó, esse exercício é automático. Eu tô vendo aqui, ó, ele é automático. Mas vamos lá. Você quer voltar aqui? For assembling and pre-flighting a glider, ok? Checklists for assembling and pre-flighting. Ah, não, for assembling é para montar o planador, ok? Para montagem e pré-voo. Para montar e fazer o pré-voo de um planador. For assembling and pre-flighting a glider, ok?
Ok. The shoring safety. Shoring é o que, professor?
Soaring é voo à vela.
The Shoring Safety Foundation, SSF, have developed a checklist for preparing a glide before flight.
Ok, soaring é o voo à vela, vale a pena aprender essa palavra. Então vamos lá, soaring.
Soaring.
The Soaring Safety Foundation, ok?
Soaring Safety Foundation. Once the loading is completed, take a short drive, stop and check for rubbing.
Okay.
Esse for rubbing é de hobby?
Não, é fricção, ok? Once the loading is completed, take a short drive, stop and check for rubbing or chafing of components, ok? Se a fricção ou atrito nos componentes. Isso é para pessoal de manutenção de avião, ok?
Entendi.
Principalmente roda.
Esse rubbing seria tipo torque, né, professor? Torque de chave.
Não, se a fricção, né, no movimento, o atrito é muito parecido. Rubbing or chafing é muito parecido. Coisas de fricção, atritar, ok? Se é atrito, rubbing, chafing, certo?
Ok, certo. Once metal gliders.
On metal gliders.
One metal gliders, a low pressure hose and mild detergent is used for cleaning.
Ok. On metal gliders, repete aí. Em planadores de metal.
Metal gliders.
A low pressure hose.
A low pressure hose.
And mild detergent, e detergente suave, ok?
And mild detergent is used for cleaning.
Ok. Só um probleminha aqui. A low pressure are used. Eu peguei essas frases no manual do FAA de planador, ok? Eu copiei.
Ok.
E nem, pelo visto aqui, nem tudo está certinho, mas são frases de propósito, que usam propósito, usando for e outros jeitos lá. Okay? On metal gliders, a low pressure hose and mild detergent are used for cleaning. Tá?
On metal gliders, a low pressure hose are mild detergent are used for cleaning.
And mild. Mild é neutro, é suave, ok?
Tá.
Deixa eu só. Deixa eu só ver aqui. Eu tô só atendendo o telefone. Só uma pausa de 1 minuto, por favor.
Tá bom.
Porque pode ser coisa da minha menina na escola.
Control position should be maintained until the ailerons become effective before maneuvering the glider. This control position should be maintained until the ailerons become effective for maneuvering the glider.
Eu posso falar com você depois? Estou no meio da aula. Achei que era das minhas. Eu já te ligo, tá bom? Não é assunto emergencial, não. É coisa burocrática.
Tranquilo.
So, let's continue.
4. Keep the lever.
Você estava aqui? Ok.
The lever at medium position for climb.
Climbing.
Climbing for climbing.
Ok. Keep the lever, a alavanca na posição média para subir. Né? Isso é técnica de vela, ok?
Tá. Pull the lever for... como é que fala soltar, professor? Releasing?
Yes, the tow line. Tow line é a linha de reboque, né? Planador. Tow é rebocar.
For releasing the tow line.
Releasing.
Pull the lever for releasing the tow line.
Releasing, ok.
The self-launching glider is equipped with cold flaps for freezing.
Cooling. Ok. For cooling. As abas da capota. Isso é coisa de planador. Mas vamos lá. In order to...
For reaching the maximum height.
Agora mudou. Agora in order to.
In order to reach the maximum height, fly shoulder patterns.
Ok, in order to reach or in order to attain. To attain. Né? Atingir, né? Chegar.
Okay. O achieve também pode ser, né?
In order to achieve the maximum height. Ok. Alright. In order to achieve the maximum height, fly shorter patterns. Fala o patterns aí.
Patterns. In order, the bank angle may justify a low speed in order to perform. Não. Uma baixa força para permanecer. In order to continue in the best life. Propeller.
In order to remain seria o verbo, né? Para permanecer. Adequadamente ou properly, ok? Ou adequately. In order to remain at the best lift. In order to properly remain at the best lift. Certo?
Ok.
Então lá, repete aí.
The bank angle may justify a low speed in order to properly remain in the best lift.
Okay, that's techniques for soaring. Have you ever flew a glider?
I had never flown.
I have never flown
I had never flown before.
a glider. You have never flown before a glider. I think it's a good thing for pilots to practice. It's you learn how to glide. It's interesting.
Professor, quando você fala glide, é aquele aviãozinho que tem uma asinha em cima só, né? Que tem uma hélice zona grande?
O planador, né? É o planador de fibra de vidro, né?
Aquele que tem a zona grande.
A asa bem grande, a asa longa, né? Okay. E o canopy, uma bolinha pequenininha, né? De plástico.
Sim.
It's very interesting. I flew many times. I did not get the license, but almost.
Que massa, professor. Gliders are designed to be slightly nose heavy in order to stabilize their longitudinal stability.
Ok. In order to improve, para melhorar, ok? Eles têm o CG um pouquinho para frente para melhorar a estabilidade longitudinal. Gliders are designed to be slightly nose heavy in order to improve the longitudinal stability.
Tem o nariz levemente pesado para melhorar a estabilidade longitudinal.
Exactly. Gliders are designed to be slightly nose heavy in order to improve.
Improve.
Okay? Melhorar. You know improve?
Sim.
Ok.
During landing is against.
Então, vamos parar só. É o seguinte. Lê em português.
Durante o pouso em condições de rajadas, é importante aumentar a velocidade de aproximação pela metade do valor de programação de rajadas, para manter uma ampla margem acima do stall.
Ok, então a gente tem o para manter ok? É só isso, ok? Se você precisa falar. Para manter, ok? Então vamos lá, lê a frase e coloca o para manter.
Okay. During landing is against conditions. It's important to increase the approach airspeed by half of the gust. Sprayed volume incrementing in order to incrementing a wide margins above stall.
In order to é para manter. In order to
to maintain.
Opa, to maintain, ok. In order to maintain a wide margin above stall.
In order to maintain a wide margin above stall.
Ok, gusty conditions, condições de rajadas. Gusty conditions.
Gust conditions.
Gusty.
Gusty.
Ok, gusty conditions.
Gusty conditions.
Esse exercício é chato, ele é automático, tá caindo tudo. Mas vamos lá. During landing in gusty conditions, it is important to increase the approach speed, airspeed, by half of the gust spread value, in order to maintain a wide margin above stall. Então eu coloquei wide bem forte para dar uma melhorada na fluência, ok?
Ok.
So, let's go. Vamos fazer o seguinte, lê só a primeira fase até a vírgula, a fim de garantir um procedimento.
Qual frase, professor?
Lê em português até a primeira vírgula.
A fim de garantir o procedimentos corretos e seguros para a montagem de um planador.
Pronto, agora faz o inglês usando in order to.
In order to keep correct and safe procedures for assembly of gliders, students and pilots unfamiliar with glider assembly should seek instructions from a knowledgeable glider flight instructor.
Ok. In order to ensure, ou guarantee, ou o que a gente falou, né? Guarantee. In order to ensure, in order to guarantee. Olha lá.
Not to ensure, not to guarantee.
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 Deixa eu escrever isso. In order to guarantee. Guarantee, acho que é assim. In order para garantir, ok?
In order to guarantee.
Ok, guarantee. 2 S, tá certinho. Ah, não. Guarantee. Eu esqueci do U, ok? In order to guarantee. Aviation English, it's important to speak well, not to write well. É bom falar certo. Okay? A gente falou guarantee, tá certinho, só esquecemos do U na hora de escrever, ok?
Ok.
Então, vou adicionar aqui.
In order to guarantee, to ensure. In order to guarantee correct and safe procedures for assembly of a glider, students and pilots unfamiliar with glider assembly should seek instructions from a knowledgeable glider flight instructor.
Ok. Glider assembly, montagem, assembly.
Glider assembly.
A montagem de assembly, ok?
Okay.
Então, so let's finish here this class, ok? Deixa eu parar aqui.